All right, now go ahead and tell me about your band.
Yeah, I mean, the band formed 3 years ago, 2015. We've just had our third birthday, if you like. Um, it was my last chance to be in a band. I spotted an advert online looking for a vocalist, turned up at the audition. We started the band. We've had a number of lineup changes since then, and I'm the only original member left. But we've got a good, strong, cohesive unit now. And we're basically just looking to write harder and faster and heavier stuff and just take it as far as we can. We're under no illusions that we're never going to make a living out of this, and we're not planning on touring the world, but we're just going to push it as far as we can and see what we can get out of it.
Well, awesome. So how did you come up with the name of the band and the sound?
The name of the band, we were just throwing ideas around, and I ended up scrolling through my list of MP3s on my phone. And there was a song called Siderian by a German band called The Ocean, and I suggested that to my bandmates at the time, and they seemed to think it was a good idea, so we went with that. It's actually a period in Earth's history 2.5 billion years ago, way before the dinosaurs, when all the iron in the Earth was laid down, and obviously iron was the first metal, so it seemed appropriate.
Oh, okay. So, have you always liked this kind of metal genre?
Sorry?
Have you always liked this metal genre?
Yeah. I mean, since I was a kid. I think I was about 15 when I started to get. I used to listen to sort of indie rock, and then I found metal when I was about 15, and I've just been sort of expanding what I listen to since then. I don't exclusively listen to metal, but yeah, metal is a big part of my life.
So you just came out with some new music.
Yeah, our new track, it's called Oleum, which is Latin for oil. We're quite a political band in a way. I like my lyrics to have meaning. And Oleum is about destroying the world's resources and not having anything left for our kids and our grandkids when they grow up, because we'll have burnt it all or cut it all down. And it's basically that. It's definitely the heaviest song that we've released and most complex song we've released, but obviously every time we write a new song we try and make the new one bigger and better than the last one was. We shot a video for it just after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year, and it was pretty cold because we shot it outside and there was snow on the ground, and it was probably about, well, you guys use Fahrenheit, don't you? I've got no idea what that is, but it was probably 28.0, so it probably wasn't much above 28 Fahrenheit when we shot that video, and we were outside for about 6 hours.
Ooh, that's
so
cold.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable, but we were really happy with the finished product.
Well, that's great. So, are you planning on coming out with an EP or a new album?
Well, because we've just taken on a new drummer. Our new drummer is so new that he doesn't even appear in that music video. So we've basically ditched our first EPs with the material. We're not going to play that anymore. We don't feel it's representative of the band anymore. So we're currently writing a whole set of new material. And the aim is to get an album out probably late summer, early fall. Just push it and see how far we can go with it. We have got a plan to do a tour, hopefully of Europe. If we can get over there towards the end of this year, that would be nice.
Okay, so what is your influences as far as what you do outside of music that helps you influence what you write?
I work for local government. I don't know what the equivalent would be in America. I work for a sort of a council, and I see things on a daily basis. Politicians and the way they work, and what drives them, and that helps to give me a lot of my lyrical influences. away from the band, you know, I'm keen on my sport, and I quite like you know, doing some sort of volunteer work and trying to help out around the community. I think that's important. If you've got the opportunity and the time to do that, it's certainly something that you should consider doing. You know, helping others that can't help themselves.
So that could be why that you have the political view on the music. You think that helps?
I didn't catch that.
I said, so that's probably why that you have the musical influence in your music, especially this new song.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I think it's important to, if you've got a position and you're in a band and you get the opportunity for other people to hear your stuff. I know people don't like having stuff rammed down their throats, but if you've got a platform to say something reasonably meaningful rather than just singing about, you know, my girlfriend dumped me, then you need to take it.
Right, exactly. So what is your aspirations for the future of the band?
As I say, we've all got full-time jobs. We've all got mortgages. There's several of us have got kids. So it's not like we can just pack everything up and go touring the world. I mean, given the state of music today, there's not many bands that can afford to do that anyway. Even proper established bands have got to tour all the time in order to make enough money to live a normal life. We just want to push it as far as we can. I mean, when I started the band, my aim was to do one show and do an EP, and I did that in 3 months. So then it was setting new targets, and I really want an album. When I'm too old to do this anymore, and I'm not that far off now, I want to be able to say, look, I did that, and show my kids, you know, I did that.
Right.
I want the opportunity to go on tour so that I can, you know, again, I can say I went on tour with my band and people came out to see us. I mean, the state of music in the UK at the moment in terms of sort of going to gigs, it's a struggle to drag people away from like their phones, and there's so many other options where you can spend your free time.
Exactly.
Getting people out to shows is really difficult.
I don't understand that. I love live music, you know.
But in continental Europe, I'm led to believe, I've not witnessed it myself, but I'm led to believe that people actually go to the shows. It's more of a night out rather than, just let's go and see a band. And we've got peers in the music business who've been out to Europe recently, and they've had a whale of a time. And I love Europe. I want to get over there and, you know, see some sights and go to places that I'd never ordinarily go to. So, yeah, that's our aim, is album, tour, and then see where we go from there.
Okay. So, do you have a specific date where you're going to be at next?
And 20th of April is our next show, which is our first show with our new drummer. We are playing in a town called Aylesbury in the UK. And it's another band called Bring the Onslaught. It's their EP launch, and they invited us to come down and play that, so we were really stoked that they asked us on the bill. So we'll be going down there for that. Then we've got a couple of unannounced shows booked in, one in May and one in June. We've got another one in November, but we're not allowed to really mention details of those yet because they've not been announced. But those are the 4 that we've got. Hopefully we'll be adding a fair few more to those before too long.
So what when I go see you, what do I expect to see on stage? What kind, how are you? What kind of performances?
We've got one guitarist that stands there like a stone golem and doesn't move. We've got one guitarist that throws himself all over the place. He's the one to keep an eye on. Well, obviously I've not seen the new drummer play in a live environment yet, so God only knows what he's like. And you'll probably find me trying to climb up something. I like climbing up stuff. The only drawback is when I climb up stuff, I sometimes can't get down again.
Oh no!
Which can be embarrassing, but I like climbing up things.
So where can fans find your music?
Everywhere. Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, YouTube, Deezer, Pandora. We've got a tune on Pandora. We shouldn't have, because Pandora's not a thing in the UK when we don't have it, but somehow I managed to get one of our tracks onto Pandora. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, being brutally honest, we are just stoked that anyone chooses to listen to our stuff. I mean, we are quite abrasive. We're towards the sort of heavier end of the scale. We're not quite grind or anything, but we're pretty heavy. And yeah, anyone that chooses to listen to our stuff and gives us feedback and what have you, you know, props to them, because yeah, it means a lot to us. But yeah, you can find our stuff anywhere, and if you can't find it, come straight to us and we'll be happy to send it to you.
Oh, awesome. So, any chance of you coming to the States?
I would love to come to the States. If I could get a visa to come to the States, I'd come tomorrow if I can afford it. But, I mean, I've read a lot of stuff recently about bands coming over to the States and getting visas cancelled. And I think it's a bit harder for bands to go over to the States now in terms of cost. I know, and the cost of just getting all your gear there and getting the whole band there. I'd love to come and tour the States though, but you know, you've got to do things properly with all the sort of visas and work permits and what have you. And I think that would probably be prohibitive. But you know, never say never.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I hope to talk to you in the future when you get a little bit more music out, and we can talk about the new album.
Thanks. I mean, because we've had so many member changes in our 3 years, every time someone new comes in, you almost have to start from scratch. You have to sort of get them up to speed with the old material and then start writing something new, and then someone leaves and then, you know, you've been that song because it was somebody else's song and you have to start again. So we haven't actually got that much material. Pretty much all the tracks that we have are recorded. We've got a couple of new ones we've written in the last month or so, but yeah, I mean, stylistically they're covering all the bases. You know, the brand new one that we've just done is sort of, there's a black metal bit in it, and there's a progressive metal bit in it, and a sludge metal bit in it. You know, and a nice big bouncy breakdown. We just, as long as it contains our sort of trademark groove, we love a bit of groove. We love making people bang their heads. So, but yeah, definitely, I want to do an album, and I want to do it sooner rather than later.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you for your time. I know you got a busy schedule and you have family and all that, so I'll let you get back to it, and I hope to be talking to you soon.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Have a nice evening.
You too.
Have a nice afternoon. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.